So Claudia Rossett is a journalist in residence at the Foundation for Defense of Democracy. She's written a number of articles about North Korea, including one back in 1994, when she actually broke the story about North Korean forced labor camps in Russia's Far East. She joins us now on the telephone. Claudia, thanks for joining us. As somebody who has dug into this regime for so long, what are your thoughts on such a historic night?
Hi, Ed. I should just correct, I'm now with the Independent Women's Forum, the Foreign Policy Fellow, but still the same person who went to cover these things in 1994 and have covered since. Look, this is a wonderful thing to celebrate that these prisoners are coming home. They were hostages, and it's great to get them back. At the same time, I don't want to denigrate anything about this achievement, but I would sound a very strong warning note that North Korea has been sort of doing this catch and return of American hostages for years. And we should read into it nothing at this point about good intentions on the part of Kim Jong Un or any actual change in the character of his regime.
Yeah, you raise a good point, which is we've been reporting on that all throughout the first hour here of our live coverage, which is that we need to bring a healthy dose of skepticism. And while it's an important moment for America, and a lot of people undoubtedly are feeling pride about this, that we have to be skeptical that this is a brutal regime. I mean, think about Otto Warmbier, who was also released by this regime just a few months ago, and sadly, tragically, had been beaten so badly that he died shortly after he returned to the United States. And we still grieve for his family tonight, Claudia.
Yeah, that's the real, that was the real North Korea. And the thing, there are further reasons I would urge caution in judging, what is Kim Jong Un actually up to? And that is, of the various concessions we've heard about so far, the so-called pause on missile testing and nuclear testing, and now this release of these hostages, none of them has actually cost him anything serious. He was going to pause on nuclear tests anyway. North Korea always does. You don't test every day. They had a pause of 4 years between their second and third, 2009 to 2013. It's been 8 months since the test of an apparent hydrogen bomb last fall, and 8 months is the shortest interval we've ever seen between tests. So he's not in the terrain where he's actually doing anybody any favors. It may be that for North Korea's own logistical reasons, including trouble with the test site that they've used for all six underground tests, they need to pause anyway. And on the prisoners, it's terrific they're coming home. But it is very easy for North Korea to collect more. And even though a lot of Americans may be avoiding North Korea, a very good idea right now, don't go there. There's always somebody wandering through, and if they can't get an American, they can scoop up a European. There are all sorts of ways to replace that pool.
Sure. Claudia, let me just jump in. Obviously, you're right. Skepticism. On the other hand, skeptics also said last summer when the president was talking about fire and fury that, oh, my gosh, this is so extreme. This president is leading us to the brink of nuclear war. And while these may just be gestures and maybe this will go nowhere, thank God right now we are, at least does not appear, Claudia, that we're on the brink of nuclear war. And a lot of the skeptics and critics last year were wrong.
No, actually, I thought calling him Little Rocket Man was marvelous. And I think it's been great that President Trump has been going at him that way. I think mockery is fantastic and called for. I'd love to see more of it. And we can certainly say this much. This is a lot better than the approach President Obama took to the Iran nuclear deal, where he left American hostages there until the deal went into effect, at which point the $1.7 billion in cash that was not supposed to be a ransom payment went through and the hostages came home. Here, we are at least seeing these people return before this summit meeting takes place. That's a very good set of priorities. And, the fire and fury, that was just fine. I think telling it like it is to North Korea is a good idea.
All right, Claudia Rossett, she did some brave reporting a long time ago that set the stage for all of this as well. Now at the Independent Women's Forum, we appreciate you joining us with your insights tonight.